Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Yolanda. I am a certified Western tropical astrologer and a coach. And today we're going to be talking about the new moon in Scorpio. The moon is new at 10:47 p.m. here in the Pacific Northwest tomorrow, Wednesday, the 19th of November. Okay, so let's just dive in and look at the chart together, the chart for this lunation. And I'm also going to be doing your horoscopes, so charts for every sign for your sun and rising, so please stick around. I do recommend you listen, though, to the first part of this video, which is the overview, a reading of the new moon chart. Because there's a lot that I reveal and talk about there that I don't cover in the individual horoscope readings. Okay, so let's dive in. Okay, this is the new moon in Scorpio chart, and we can see the, let me move it so I can use it here. Okay, so we can see Moon at 28 degrees, Sun at 28 degrees, and Mercury at 28 degrees in Scorpio, opposite Uranus in Gemini, and in effect there's also a grand water trine with Jupiter in Cancer, and Jupiter is trine this trio here of Moon, Sun, and Mercury in Scorpio, and Saturn in Pisces. So there's this grand water trine. And then with Uranus opposition, there's this beautiful kite pattern in play here. So a kite, we've had many kites, by the way, in the monthly lunations this year, and which is an indication that the cosmos is just offering all these opportunities for creative growth and transformation this year, right? That's a kite pattern is an opportunity for growth and transformation. So here, once again, is this beautiful new moon encouraging self-transformation. The difference, though, this is an interesting moon in that it's occurring at 28 degrees, so it's near the final degrees. So there's this sense of things finishing up or coming to a conclusion. And the phrase that came to mind when I first looked at this chart was, new life grows from the death of the old. So something comes to an end around this time of this new moon. So this week, if you're listening to me now, before this lunation, something comes to an end and it's transformative. Something new begins because of this. Now, my strong feeling here is that it's a story, something that you've been attached to, some story that you're attached to, or that has somehow influenced your life until this point, is finally put to rest and resolved, or a pattern of behavior, possibly, but an emotional pattern, because water is emotions. But something finishes up, something concludes in order for this new beginning to begin. And this is going to be a truly transformative new beginning, especially for those of us with planets in the last degrees of Scorpio, because we are dealing here with a fixed sign, a fixed water sign. So whatever begins now is going to be around for quite a while. This is very interesting to me as well, that this lunation, coming at the end of the year, and 2025 is the end of a 9-year cycle, if we consider the numerology. 2026 begins a new 9-year cycle. So interesting to me how this new moon concludes something for something new, a new cycle of a transformative new cycle to begin, right? And this is an intense period of change for those of us with planets in the last degrees of Scorpio, but also the last degrees of Cancer and Pisces, and it's a long-lasting cycle or a transformative experience that is going to be in play for many years to come. Again, you got Uranus here in the final degree of Taurus saying, right, the end of this thing that has been weighing you down, okay, because he's in Taurus. It's, again, you want to look at your Taurus house, because when you look at the new moon, so Scorpio, this is one of healing, transformation, release, general. Those are just the general guidance offered by astrologers everywhere, because the new moon in Scorpio is this opportunity to release, transform, and to experience emotional healing. But you also want to look at the your Taurus house, because it's the sign opposite Scorpio. And if you do know your houses, then look at your house. For example, what is your Taurus house? If it's the 4th house, it will be your home, your family. Something concludes around your Taurus house themes. If you don't know what I mean by houses and you want to learn your astrology, please visit my website. I will leave links in the description. There are free resources for you there, where all this astrological language, I interpret it for you. I tell you what I'm talking about when I say houses and aspects. So please go visit my website and download it. It's free. And yeah, but anyway, also stick around for your sun and rising horoscopes. Now, Mars rules this lunation, and Mars is traveling. He is in Sagittarius. He is exploring new horizons. And this quite literally means that people, Scorpio risings, Scorpio suns, and anyone really with a bunch of planets in Scorpio is probably right now traveling, exploring the world, or about to buy their tickets, or, get into a vehicle and drive. Right now, Mars is traveling in Sagittarius, exploring new horizons. And you may, whether you've got Scorpio planets or not, you may also feel this impulse to metaphorically explore new horizons. You may be watching more YouTube videos, for example, travel channels or whatever, travel documentaries. Or you may actually be thinking about expanding your mind, your learning of other cultures, and a new belief system. That energy is prevalent right now because Mars rules this lunation. But back to this new moon and the sun in the new moon in Scorpio. Mercury is now back in Scorpio. He is in retrograde, or I say in retrograde motion. And Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is very much an investigator, a detective. He gets to the bottom of things. And so you may already have experienced this, or discovered something, or learned something this week. And if not, you're about to. Or you may even feel this drive right now, this impulse at this time to go deeper into a subject, or into the secret places of someone else, someone that you are connected to. Because Scorpio is very much about uncovering secrets and revealing, the secret recesses, to feel into the secret recesses of your mind and hidden wells of energy that are tangled up with complexes. It's just this uncovering of what is hidden or suppressed. Mercury feels this need to go deeper, get down into things, right? You may have felt this impulse. You may become aware of a complex within yourself, a psychological complex, a personality complex within yourself or in someone else, or you may be even aware of a projection You're seeing yourself in someone else's pain, in their rage, in their suffering. So there's a lot of revelation at this time. If you haven't experienced this yet, you will in the coming weeks while this new moon energy is still in play from now until the full moon. So there is this intensity, and I'm sure you are aware of it at some level right now. What else can we talk about here? We have Mars also in, he's not aspecting any planets except the nodes. He is in a square to the nodes, the north node and the south node. And again, this is also pointing us, whatever's happening around this time is karmic. We are moving forward in, moving towards achieving our purpose without being influenced by social media, what I want to say here is we are so inundated by everyone else's lives, and their highlight reel becomes our story. And it shouldn't be like that. We are our own, we are our own hero, our own creator. We are busy shaping and creating our own lives. And I think a lot of us are coming to this realization around this new moon that we are busy creating our own story, and we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to other people's highlight reel. Really, what you're seeing on social media is not real. It's just a fraction or whatever they're choosing to share. It's just a small fraction of their truth and their experience. You are not there in their lives experiencing everything else. So I think the point of this new moon is, how are you living your truth? And do you even know what your truth looks like? And let's not get into this whole subject of truth, because we could sit here all day going into what we mean by truth. But are you living your truth and not copying or imitating someone else's truth? Okay, so that's worth reflecting. And now I think hopefully I've given you something to ponder. Let's get into this. Let's start with Aries. Okay, so Aries, sun and rising. This lunation, the new moon, occurs in your 8th house of other people's resources, taxes, sex, death, inheritances, insurance payouts, that kind of thing. And so there may be a surprise in store around this new moon connected to any of those things. But it's also an ending of it. So you're going to experience a new beginning related to the resolution of some sort of payout. Okay, so maybe you finally get an inheritance payout or insurance payout, or maybe someone has been owing you money and you finally get that money. It could also be that you get approved for something, and in a surprising manner, because Uranus is in play. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's approved for a mortgage or something to do with land, property, because Uranus is back in Taurus. So if you were considering, with this Mercury retrograde as well, right? If you had been considering at some point over the last year buying property and you changed your mind because maybe you didn't get a loan approved or something like that, that's all back on the table around this time. And you've reconsidered the situation and you probably reapplied and you're now going to get approved. Certainly it's good news around that, especially, like I say, if you have planets in these last degrees of the water signs or the earth signs. This is going to be a most fortuitous and auspicious new moon for you. What else is at play here? Again, I do think it's to do with property. So if you're not actually buying property, you may be renting, you may be moving, because Jupiter here in Cancer and Mars, in Sagittarius, traveling, learning. You could even be considering buying property overseas, right? You could be even considering moving overseas. And you won't be doing it alone. If you partnered up, because this is Juno, if you partnered up, if you have a spouse, you may be traveling with your spouse or your long-time partner at this time. And also Aries, because you're ruled by Mars, if you are traveling at this time, if you're overseas, there's a very good chance that you will meet someone important romantically. You might find a soulmate overseas if you're traveling. And the reason I mentioned that this is an auspicious new moon as well is because this lunation occurs next to this fixed star, regal Centaurus, which is an auspicious fixed star that Ptolemy associated or compared to Venus and Jupiter. So an auspicious new moon for you, Aries. Do let me know in the comments if any of this resonated with you. Taurus, sun and rising. This Scorpio new moon occurs in your 7th house of contracts and romantic and business partnerships. So a new beginning, in other words, you may get married now, or you may start a business with a partner, and it's going to be a fortuitous marriage, a good auspicious start to your marriage or your romantic or your business partnership at this time. There is an element of surprise to this whole thing. You may be surprised perhaps by how quickly you decide to do this. But certainly there's an element of surprise to this and urgency even. And let's see. I do definitely see you signing, documents, wills. You may be looking at your wills. If you're not getting married or you're not getting into a business partnership at this time, Taurus, sun and rising, I do see you attending to important affairs right now, like signing your will or drafting your will, getting insurance, those kind of things. You are looking at sorting out your taxes. That's also coming up. Okay, what else can I see for you? For sure, if you are getting married or setting up a business with a partner at this time, it is a wish to come true and work. It's something you've been working towards and you have now finally achieved this. So congratulations, Taurus, if that is what's happening for you right now. Again, remember, your own chart influences everything here. This is just an overview, a general overview for Taurus, sun and rising. And it may not actually hit you like this, but this is the general outlook for Taurus, sun and rising. Do leave a comment if this resonates with you. Okay, Gemini, sun and rising. So this lunation occurs in your 6th house of work, daily routine, and health. And yeah, you are getting assistance at work. If you require assistance, you're certainly getting assistance at work. Things are going well at your job right now. There's a reward for work well done, or your hard work is being noticed and being rewarded by a senior person. If you are the senior person or if you are the employer, you're certainly going to hire more people at this time, and you are looking at younger people, and there's a good chance that you are re-looking, at people. In other words, you may be reconsidering someone from your past, rehiring someone from your past. If you are looking for work, Gemini, and you do get work at this time, I do hope that it is with an employer that you have worked with before, because you do not want to start a new job while Mercury is retrograde in a new company, in a place that you've never worked at before, or you do not know the people you work with. When Mercury is retrograde, you want to make sure that you are only signing contracts in a situation where you have worked for that employer before, or you know the people you're working with. So in other words, colleagues from your past or something. Something from your past has to be present in the present moment for you to have a successful experience with Mercury, right? With mercurial things in business, like, for example, business, daily work. Your health is good. If there are any health concerns at this time, they will be relating to, sexual organs, that kind of thing. That may be, you'll have to check it out, some sort of venereal disease or something, not even quite so drastic. But it's not anything serious, Gemini, so I'm not too worried about that. But do get that seen to if that comes up. What else? Your pets may need your attention as well. Again, because of this, it's such an auspicious moon, benevolent, intense. They're going to have intense moments for sure. But again, if your pets are unwell, they will recover quickly. Yeah, I do see you signing a contract or contemplating a contract, Gemini. So please, again, heed my warning about Mercury retrograde. Do leave a comment if this resonates. Cancer. So Scorpio is your 5th house of creativity and children and fun and romance. And this is a very positive moon if you're looking for love. If you're out there looking for romance, this is a wonderful time for you to be out there. You may meet up with someone, and there is a very good chance that it's someone from your past. So an ex-lover or someone that you were very interested in your past. Maybe you weren't ex-lovers, but someone that you were into is suddenly back in your life. Very nice, very good opportunity here to achieve something. To really not achieve something, but to really bond, to have a very close, intimate relationship with someone new. Wonderful. I really like this. And with this new relationship comes a transformation in your identity, how you see yourself. There is a good chance that you may meet someone, or the connection comes from, in other words, someone from another country somehow connects with you. So you may either be traveling, although I don't really see that, but it's someone who is from another culture that you connect with, or someone from your past who is in another country, for example, that comes up at this time. You may be feeling, you may be a little stressed about your health, or you may be experiencing issues with inflammation with Mars traveling through your 6th house. So be aware of that. But don't concern yourself too much about that. But you may be experiencing inflammation or breakouts. So, for example, skin breakouts or something like that at this time. But certainly body inflammation may be prevalent, so you want to just be eating healthy. What else can I see there? Yeah, if someone comes back from your past, it's going to really be out of the blue and take you by surprise. But yes, wonderful. Let me know, Cancer, Sun and Rising, if this is resonating with you. Leo, the new moon occurs in your 4th house of home, and home, legacy, and your father or your father's legacy all come up at this time. And a surprise around possibly your father. something around your father, or perhaps your father's legacy if he is no more, if he's moved on, passed on. Some sort of surprise comes up there. And with Mercury retrograde going back over affairs, so it could be an inheritance, it could be insurance payouts, tax monies, things like that. Something to do with your father may come up, but it could also be things around the home. There is this thing as well here that you may be renovating your home, or something may happen in the home. Water issues, so plumbing issues may come up, and it will be a surprise. It'll take you by surprise, but it's not something new. So if some sort of plumbing problem occurs at this time, it's not because it's a sudden development. Something has happened. A similar issue has come up in the past. So again, it's not a brand new issue. Okay, Leo, so let me know if that resonated with you. Virgo, Sun and Rising. So this lunation, this new moon in Scorpio, occurs in your third house of communication and siblings, your immediate community. You could be considering going on a short trip, and that would be very beneficial if you do. You may be visiting people from your past, Virgo, connecting with people from your past. You're going to visit them, spending time with them. You are probably also feeling very community driven, trying to get to know more people in your neighborhood, trying to get more involved in your community. You may be surprised by how fortunate your experiences are with other cultures, with other people of other cultures at this time. If you have moved, or if you've considered a move, you are going to really settle in quite well into your neighborhood, your new neighborhood at this time. And what else do I see there? You may also be, I can actually see this. I can see you doing home visits with this Mars in your fourth house. It's translating literally to visiting people in their home, catching up, reconnecting. That's the general vibe here. Virgo, Sun and Rising. Do let me know if this resonated with you. Libra, Sun and Rising. So Scorpio is your second house of money and earned income. So a wonderful new moon of money coming in, and possibly unexpectedly. So you may not have been expecting a bonus, for example, and you suddenly learn you are going to be receiving a bonus, or you are due a bonus, or a raise of some sort, but certainly something wonderful around money, earned income is coming in. Your sense of worth, your sense of self-worth is also is transformed at this time. You're feeling more deserving of your good fortune and things that are going your way. Finally, because Libra, you have not had it easy for the last while, and so last 2 years, I would say. Now things are shifting, and I think you're beginning to feel this shift. Yeah, certainly you're feeling the shift, especially around your career and vocation. And at work, you are probably in a senior position now, or you are respected for your maturity and the way you do your work, your professionalism. So well done, Libra. Do let me know if this is resonating with you. Okay, Scorpio, Sun and Rising. This is, of course, your new moon, and this is a very transformative new moon for you. You have changed. You are aware that you have changed, and you are also making changes very publicly. People are now noticing the change, the difference. You may change your career. You may suddenly surprise everyone. So, for example, you may you may go from being employed to suddenly you are an artist, self-employed, doing your own thing, and you are making this public. You're identifying as, say, an artist now. You've certainly changed things up, you transformed, and you're making this public. You're not afraid of this. You feel like the time has come. You feel deserving. You feel ready for this, and you will be rewarded, by the way, financially for this change. This has come about, Scorpio Sun and Rising, after much reflection and debate, really, and just thinking about what makes you happy, in contrast to this decision you make is not about money anymore. It's about following your truth, your passion, what makes you feel alive. And even if you are not in a position, Scorpio, if you're listening to me and thinking, okay, well, I can't actually leave my job. I want to, but I can't leave it right now. You are definitely in a place right now where you are feeling more confident in who you are and more self-assured in where you are heading. Like you are certain of your path. There's a sense of certainty. You know where you're heading, where you didn't have that before. Okay. Do let me know, Scorpio Sun and Rising, if this resonated. Sagittarius, Sun and Rising. Scorpio is, of course, your 12th house, and it's the house of hidden things. It's a very psychological house, a spiritual house. This is the time now for you to retreat and reflect, and I'm sure you feel this need to just pull away, to nest, to cozy up with your loved ones, and just spend time. We're moving into winter now. Well, winter starts in December, but anyway, we're moving into, we're in the colder months. You just want to, here in the Northern Hemisphere, and you just want to nest and you want to take it easy. This is a time for retreat and for rest for you. An excellent time and a positive time for you to do things like journaling, shadow work, just focus on your self-development. And you feel this need to change and grow so that your identity reflects, so that your identity starts to reflect, like the way you project yourself out there, the way your public self is, so that the new changes, the new beliefs are now public, they are visible to others. But you may feel this impulse, like you are ready to do this, like you want to share the changes with the world. You want to come out now and say, look, I've grown, I've changed. But you're not quite ready, Sagittarius. You're going to wait for your new moon in Sagittarius. You're not going to do it now, because this is the month for you to reflect and to rest. Do let me know if this resonated with you, Sagittarius. Okay, Capricorn, Sun and Rising. So this new moon occurs in your 11th house of wishes coming true. So this is going to be a beautiful new moon for you. There is a surprise coming your way connected to your children or a child. A child may move out, or a child may let you know that they are going to have a child. So you may become a grandparent, or you may find yourself pregnant at this time, or your spouse or partner is pregnant. But there's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a joyous surprise, a happy making surprise at this time. There is also a wish coming true that has been hidden, or has been a secret wish of yours. So something may happen to you over the next 3 weeks, or something may manifest for you over the next 3 weeks. That was a carefully guarded secret of yours. And so this is coming true, and it has something to do with networks and the internet. Maybe a blog or a YouTube channel suddenly takes off and you find success in that arena. So a wonderful new moon in Scorpio for you, Capricorn. Do let me know if this resonates for you. And then Aquarius, sun and rising. This lunation, the new moon, occurs in your 10th house of career and reputation. A wonderful, auspicious new moon for you, Aquarius. You are being noticed. People are taking notice of you. You're at work. If you're self-employed, they're taking note of your work. They are seeing you. And with Mars traveling through your 11th house, you're also earning income. Money's coming in from your work, whatever work you're doing. So if you're self-employed and you've been struggling, now you see the money, the reward is starting to come in. Money comes in, people are noticing, people are supporting you. This is a very supportive new moon for you, Aquarius. Yes. And with Saturn then passes in your 2nd house, after much effort and discipline, you are starting to see the rewards of your hard work. Do let me know, Aquarius, sun and rising, if this resonates. And Pisces, sun and rising. Scorpio is your 9th house of travel and philosophy and beliefs and spirituality, higher education. So you may be considering either taking a degree or a course. You may be following a new spiritual path. You may be entering an ashram, for example, or going to a meditation center. A wonderful auspicious moon for such a thing for you to do. If you want to do this, if you want to travel, if you want to start a new course, a degree. And with Sagittarius, with Mars there in the 10th house, this is all somehow linked as well to your career or your future, your path, right? Your vocation or your future path. You are doing things now that you hope to integrate into your career or your vocation, or it's part of your vocation. All right. So, for example, if you want to be a spiritual counselor, you may be, for example, traveling through India right now or visiting shrines, and that is all part of your teaching, your learning. You want to eventually then maybe start leading people on retreats, or you are going to retreats, something like that, just so that you can grow spiritually, but also learn more about whatever you're doing now. It could also had to do something to do with other cultures, and not necessarily spiritually, but other cultures, learning more about other cultures. Yes, for sure. Your luck also comes at this time from dealing with people from other countries or other cultures. Okay, Pisces, do let me know if this resonated with you. Okay, friends, thank you so much for watching this and sticking it out. I love doing these videos for you. I hope that you do get something helpful from them. I read every comment, so please do let me know if you are finding this valuable. Thank you.